The Russian dictator, under pressure, agreed to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told Fox News. He noted that no one had previously managed to create conditions for Putin to meet with any world leader, and that Putin never took former U.S. President Joe Biden seriously. Trump, however, has already changed the conditions and rules of the game. He created the conditions for a possible negotiated settlement, which was his goal from the very beginning, on a very difficult battlefield. I don't think that Vladimir Putin would have agreed to meet if he hadn't felt this pressure. I think there is a chance. During the negotiations, there may be concessions of territory. There may be exchanges of territory, there may be concessions. No one will be happy, but if anyone can do it, it will be President Trump. When asked about being in Alaska during the Trump-Putin meeting, Hegseth replied, "I don't know. We'll see. Anything is possible." British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has warned U.S. President Donald Trump that Russian dictator Vladimir Putin cannot be trusted. This is reported by The Telegraph. Answering the question whether Starmer believes that Putin can be trusted, the British Prime Minister's spokesman said, "Never trust President Putin as much as you can, but we will obviously support Ukraine." He added that Britain will support Trump and European countries when negotiations with Putin begin. The spokesman said, "But that's why we're leading this work on the coalition of the resolute, because any ceasefire, as I said, cannot simply be an opportunity for President Putin to withdraw, rearm, reinforce, and then withdraw again." Also, the issue of ending the war unleashed by Russia cannot be resolved without the participation of Ukraine and Europe. Polish Foreign Minister Radoslaw Sikorski said this in an interview with the BBC. According to him, after the end of Joe Biden's presidency, the U.S. military and financial support for Ukraine has decreased, and it is Europe that is now providing most of the weapons and financial assistance to Ukraine. "We appreciate President Trump's efforts, but we will make our own decisions in Europe," Sikorski said. He emphasized that ending the war in Ukraine requires Ukraine and Europe's participation, and noted that Putin is considered a war criminal in Europe, so negotiations involving him can't happen there. We all want peace, but it has to be a just peace. And to achieve a just peace, we have to get concessions from Russia. Russia has to limit its military objectives. Sikorski also addressed the possibility that the U.S. might pressure Ukraine to make territorial concessions for peace, though Ukrainians reject this idea. "I am sure that President Trump understands that Ukraine does not need anyone's help to capitulate to Russia. Ukraine needs help to achieve a just peace and to have borders that it can defend."